Legend Hobby presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Legend Hobby 13-foot bird dog builder guy.
Mr. Legend Hobby 13-foot wingspan builder guy.
Some folks build model cars, some build model trains, but you decided to go big or go home.
And traffic beware.
While others were cozy inside this winter, you were out in the garage, hammering, sanding, and gluing like a mad scientist, all for the love of flight.
Another project gone wild.
With a wingspan so big it just won't turn heads, it'll startle neighbors, scatter birds, and maybe even some of the local authorities.
Call the FAA. It's a bird dog party.
So crack up a cold one, old king of the hobby skies, because you didn't just build an RC plane, you built a legend.
Mr. Legend Hobby 13-foot wingspan bird dog builder guy.
Legend Hobby, keep them flying. Go USA.
What is up, guys? Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday night. Start to a good week there, Mr. Phil Camp. Breaking out all of the, hang on a second, let me pause this real quick. I didn't know it was going to keep going. All right, so back to the show here. So Mr. Phil Camp breaking it down for you Legend Hobby guys out there, the builder guys, the big planes, the legends, keep them flying. And, of course, you all know we've got Mr. Phil Camp in the wings here waiting tonight to come on. But give you a quick update on the weather report here. We've had about 60 degrees here today after a cold weekend, chilly start to the week. Tomorrow, we're looking like, I think they said 70, 73 on Thursday, and 75 by Friday. But next Monday, back to 48. So we're on that North Carolina roller coaster here of up and down, good and bad. But, hey, we are coming to the end of February soon. We'll be getting into March. I think about, 3 more weeks we can run our clocks forward, which will give us another day, another hour of daylight for flying or building or whatever we're doing. So that's always a good thing. And hopefully the temperatures will get warmer here and things will start greening up because everything's dead right now, looking dormant. Grass is brown. I'm ready to see green trees, green grass, ready to get outside and do some yard work. I don't mind cutting grass. Like I told you guys before, I'll take hot over cold any day. Phil was telling me earlier tonight that they had a heat wave there the other day. It was in the 30, 32 degrees. Yeah, you can have that one, buddy. I care nothing for it, man. I want the warm weather back, and hopefully it's coming, guys. So also, just to let you know, I talked with Thomas last night or night before with Legend Hobby, and the shipping container should be here in the next couple of weeks. There's going to be a lot of great planes on it. The A2 Skyraider 2 is going to be on there, along with a lot of nice other planes. If you guys have ordered any of those planes in pre-orders, once the container is in the next 2 weeks and everything's checked over, it'll be shipping out probably somewhere around the first week or so of March. So if you've got a plane coming or you pre-order something, it'll be here soon, guys. About the time the daylight gets longer, the planes will be coming in. And so that's always good news. And also, new merch is out now, new shirts, new keychains, new hats, new socks. A lot of good stuff. So if you haven't been over to the website and checked out all that merch, if you want something, you better get your hands on it because all this new stuff is probably going to sell out quick, and it's really, really good-looking stuff. So I told Tomas, I think last night, like I said, all of my socks have got holes in them, man, because they're the most comfortable socks and warm socks I think I've got. And I pure wore holes in mine this winter wearing them, in the house and outside in the garage or whatever. So he said, don't worry, I'll get you some new ones. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, anyway, without further ado, let's bring our special guest, Mr. Phil Camp, in here, guys, and show the love, all right? There he is. What's up, buddy?
Greetings from the great white Northeast.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Tell the guys exactly where you are in the Northeast.
We're upstate New York, about 40 miles north of Albany. Like 20 minutes from here is Vermont.
Oh,
in fact, one of the clubs I'm in is in Vermont, Rutland County, RC Flyers.
Wow,
And,
bless your heart, dude.
We are close up there to the Canada too, you know, there.
Hey. Yeah, man. Well, I tell you what, I hate it for you guys because you guys have been pounded this winter, man, with storm after storm. And I hear from Tim Toutant a lot up in Michigan, and they've gotten it rough up there this winter too. So bless your hearts, because I think it's bad enough here. So I just don't know how you guys stand it there but so long.
Building season.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's hibernation is what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you got good food, good drink, and good planes to build, man, it keeps your sanity, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been
Yes.
staying busy. We're keeping busy. I got a bunch of projects going on. Of course, the L-19 repair. assembling some planes.
Repair, but wait. So do tell.
Yeah. The best flying RC plane I ever had, Big Pussycat, and I broke it.
Man,
It was early April, no leaves on the trees. I'm at a field that I've flown at, but kind of unfamiliar with. And I just put that new Stinger in it, that new Stinger 125 twin in it with auto
Yeah.
start. First flight with it.
oh,
Smoke, everything. Oh, she flew beautiful. It's made a couple of approaches, coming in a little hot, adjust my idle. So last time I kind of moseyed on down the field a little bit. My perspective on those bushes must have changed just enough. I make my approach, I come in and I'm lined up perfect. I want to drop in on the first third of the runway, plenty of run out, and my wingtip catches one of them little bushes with no leaves on it.
yeah,
In fact, when I watched the video, I'm like, I thought I was past it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I got the wingtip, flipped it out, tore the wing off the top, broke the top of the fuselage. Minimal damage to the wings, both the wings, left and right. Little damage on an elevator, but it tore the top of the cabin right off.
Oh,
So, and I did that in April. First big bird gas flight of the season.
that's
I like
heartbreaking, man.
This,
I'm
yeah, it's
telling
like
you.
this is how we're going to start the season.
So,
put it,
well, but in your defense now, even sometimes trees with foliage on them are bad enough, especially when your perception and you're coming in and you think the tree is, already kind of you're getting above it or where you're clear, and all of a sudden, man, I've had tree jump out and catch a plane before. I mean, I think if you fly around any trees, we've probably all done it. I was trying to, this is what I wanted to get the guys to see here. I don't know if you guys can see this picture real well, but that's the carnage. And
she blew it up good.
yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely tore the whole top off of it. And so at that point, you basically reached out to Thomas, and you were gonna. What were you going to do?
Well, I did it, like I said, in early April.
Uh-huh.
So first of all, I was devastated and embarrassed. That thing, I flew the crap out of that the year before, 2024.
Right.
And I flew it in Texas, flew it down to Bomber Field, flew the crap out of it down there with the guys. So I brought it home. I took all the guts out of it. I bought the smaller, the 122-inch L-19s. They flew so good. And I put her up in my shed, and I didn't look at it again until September. Things started to quiet down in September, and I pulled it out. I'm looking, as a builder, I looked at it, I said, I can replace these formers. I can fix this thing. I looked through the tail. There was no damage in the tail. I mean, no damage to the fin or the rudder. Just one of the elevators had a crack in it. A wingtip. I tore out my wing struts, obviously. Redid all that. But once I started looking at it, I was like, you know what? If I get these formers, if I get the files to cut these formers, I can rebuild this thing. So I talked to Tomas. He got me the files, the PDX files. I talked to Thomas White, sent him the files. He cut them for me, got them up here. And what we did is, typically at a big build, you'll build a box frame, and then those formers will slide over it.
Right
up into your cockpit, your cabin area. So what we did is, because it was already built and the nose was still on it and the tail was still on it, I wasn't going to be able to slide those formers on. So I asked Thomas, I said, can you cut me like a puzzle cut on the top and the bottom? I can get these in, glue those in. It will kind of lock them into place.
Right.
And then I would reinforce them with epoxy and some more plywood. He goes, yeah, sure. And that worked worked beautiful. I was able to remove all the old broken formers, all the old slots, slot A into slot B, et cetera, et cetera. Got it in there. I got some extra tri-stock in there for strength, but I believe the struts are functional. So I was able to re-glue those in there, strengthen those up in the wing and in the bottom of the fuselage by the landing gear. Yep, that's where the guttage began. Guttage begins.
Yep.
So we were able to get them all out there, clean it up, grind out all the old bad epoxy, get everything lined up. And she went together just as smooth as could be. Again, you know, I'd planned built before many times, probably 3 or 4 Zoroli's. And of course, when I started RC, if you didn't build something, you didn't have it. They didn't have ours back in the 1900s.
1900s.
It was a simpler time back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Winston Brown was asking, is that the 153 or 122 size?
That's the big one, the 153, 150.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Good to see you here tonight, Winston.
56.
Appreciate you coming by, buddy. So basically, I mean, you had to take all the covering off, get down to the framework, see what was broken, and kind of get an idea of parts you needed, and basically laser them out and start actually doing what they do in Vietnam, building it back together yourself.
Yep. I got those formers on, and then the side of the cabin, top of the cabin, and then I realized that it had plywood stringers all the way down. So I dug out. I ended up having to take almost all of them out on that front part of the fuselage, all the way back to about a good 6 inches past the rear window, and I ended up having to cut all my own string. I thought I was going to have those machined or cut as well to the groove, the contour of the fuse, and I didn't. I was able to cut them. I don't think they were quite a 1/4 inch. I was able to form them right in there. They fit in there, and the thing is super strong. It's probably stronger than it was new.
Probably. That's what I was getting ready to say. It's probably going to be built better than it ever was now, man, which will make it fly better, you know?
Sometimes they say that every new plane after the first repair, they fly better.
Oh, yeah, look, the more reinforcement, epoxy, and glue you got in there, man, it's just got to make it firmer. You're this far away from being fiberglass at this point, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but I mean, again, you know, it was a learning curve too. I mean, I'm sure you learned a lot in having to rebuild this airplane.
But the beauty of the kit, how well that kit was designed, and where the formers went in, like I said, there was slot A and a slot B, so I knew they were in the right place.
Yeah.
And the interlocking also for the strength. And again, there were with I put tri-stock in, epoxy tri-stock in on both sides of those formers, more for peace of mind than anything.
Right.
But then I realized that the struts are probably functional as well.
Okay.
So with the extra strength I did with all those formers, because, you know, it's 56 pound airplane.
Right.
And I'm doing loops and rolls with the smoke on. I want to make sure that that top don't come off again.
Right. Again, yeah. Or you don't hit a tree again.
There's no more trees.
Yeah. So can you show it to us behind you closer up?
I sure can. I just got Tomas got me the windows this week, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So I had some fiberglass. Let me see if I got some fiberglass repairs to do up in here. This is the starter. And it's funny because I didn't realize that the starter for it was going to stick out like that.
Yeah.
So I made a little cover for it.
Okay.
And I really wasn't all that happy with it. But Tomas was like, field repair.
Hey, yeah, no doubt.
So we did that. So all the fiberglass work is done. I was able to get my scale exhaust back on for the smoke.
Man,
The Stinger 125 really kicks that smoke out.
I'm sure.
So getting the guts back in it, you can see a little damage on the dashboard still. I'm not worried about that.
Man.
But because, I'll show you this in a second too. Underneath here is my new windshields. They came curled this way. So I'm trying to flatten them out.
Yeah.
I got the new PowerMaster battery setup from No BS Batteries, from Hangtime Batteries from Steve. And it's an awesome setup for the giant scale. So I'm reconfiguring my guts. I'm don't know if we can see this. I'm going to redo my DLPH and where I'm going to put my batteries. I put a 5-pound diving weight up in the front to balance her.
Uh-huh.
And I'm hoping if I move some of these batteries forward, I'm going to have 5 batteries in there. Smoke, lights, ignition, starter. So I'm hoping I can slide those up a little bit further forward so I won't have to put as much in the nose.
Okay.
Hopefully I don't have to cut his legs off.
He needs some Legend Hobby socks, man.
Yes, he does. But I got my parts are all lined up. I'm in the process of putting this together for Sean Shanna from Scale RC Engines. Sean and I are buddies, and he knows I'm retired, and he asked me if I'd assemble that for him.
Wow.
And I don't need to tell you.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're working on those. Of course, Sean's engine.
Yeah, that's nice looking. I got the same one.
I like. You know what? I've got the China Lake one, but I do like the white. The white.
Well, that's
red.
what I've got. It's the China Lake, and I like the red and white as well. But the China Lake's pretty too, man. I love it.
This is another Zorley Sky Raider I got. I broke one a couple of years ago, and I missed it. And I got a great deal from Colin on that one. So we're putting that together. We'll see if we can get that ready this season.
Yeah.
But here's wintertime in the Northeast. Everything's in here.
Man, gosh, look at the planes.
The Zorley.
Hey, you need another plane, man.
Yeah, with a shoehorn.
Tag.
This is the one we won in Fredericksburg 2 summers ago.
Okay.
That was last summer. Actually, my wife won it.
Ah, yeah, I remember that.
You can fly it, honey, right?
Yeah.
So we
No
got
doubt.
the flying man there. He gets a lot of attention.
Yeah, I've seen that too in your videos. That's cool.
RV batteries, all that good stuff. Everything's in the house here in the wintertime.
Man, you got a nice shop there, buddy.
Thanks. I spend a lot of time here when it's cold.
Yeah, I bet. Like I said, that's hibernation, man. Sanity, you know.
Keeps my sanity.
Let me give a quick roll call to all the fellows that are coming in here tonight to
yes.
support us. Let's see who we got. Let me start at the top here. We got Mountain RC. We've got Mr. Jay Custer always hanging out with us. Victor RC Jets. What's up, Victor? Mr. George Valverde in the house. Good to see you, George. We have got Jason Raduez. I think he might have won something on here. Thomas said to any of the guys that won the shirts and stuff on here, everything's in, and he's going to try to get that shipped out today and tomorrow. So you guys that won prize packs on here, it'll be coming real shortly. We've got Aero Builder Drew. Hello from the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix. Yeah, bite me. Yeah, we got Mr. Craig Beeben, Jackson RC Aviation. Good to see you, man. Winston Brown, Keith Christie, Mr. Let's see, we've got Rob Vandermeulen. Good to see you, man. Let's see, going down the list here. Jared Kirby. What's up, Jared? Good to see you tonight, buddy. Hope you're doing well here in North Kakalaki as well. Let's see, Miss Karen Camp in the house. All right. Yes, the missus. Keeping an eye on you, man. Let's see, Mitch Cormier. Good to see you here tonight, buddy. Gunny Boombers. Let's see. Yep, he needed pictures of some of the parts. Let's see. Yeah, he needed pictures of where some of the parts went. Okay. So yeah, we appreciate all you guys for being here tonight with us and hanging out with us. And like Jared Kirby said, as we've talked about on here before, you know, one thing about the repairs is that you can always learn something from it, man. You know, and that, you know, that's part of building planes. Like we were talking about last week, so many people want instant gratification, and I get it with foam planes. Put a few screws in, you're flying, you're at the field. That's all well and good. But there's something to be said for these bigger models, these Boston models, man, when you actually have to, you know, do a lot of work and reinforcement and actually putting your own servos in, wiring it up, putting the engine or the motor in, figuring out the CG, because they don't give you CG marks on the wings, you know. There's something to be said for all those things. So, you know, I admire you, man, for taking something that most people would have probably scrapped the fuselage and start it over, you know?
I love it. I mean, again, when I started, I started with an Eaglet 50 built with plans and everything for the first probably 10 years of the hobby. If you wanted something, you had to build it.
Right.
And the last couple of years, especially with being involved with Legend Hobby, I've been putting more ARFs together, which I love as well. But I started to miss the wood and the shaping and the building and I need one of these. Let's make one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A couple things I wanted to say. Tell Mom I did thumbs up.
Oh, good. She'll like that.
Rob Vandermeulen's building a B-17 as well up here in New York. Rob, are you from New York? I know I see him at Binghamton at the events.
Okay.
And Rob's putting one together. And Crash Dave told me to hurry up. There's a story behind that. A couple of years ago when we were still working, me and the missus are retired now. Love it. We would go to events and we'd get there a couple days early.
Yeah.
So I'd have all my gear set up. And as everybody's backing in, unloading their trailers, I'd be walking up and down the line going, hurry up, let's go, hurry up.
Yeah.
Joke. So one year, I think it was 2018, we went down to Warbirds over Delaware. And they had a different way they had the trailers set up. They were almost all kind of pointed at each other. And I was there with a buddy of mine, Mike from Vermont, Mike PQ, and we're unloading our airplanes, putting them together. The trailer pulls up next to us, and this big dude from, I think Tennessee gets out. And I look at him and I go, hurry up.
Hurry up.
He looks at me like, who the are you?
Yeah.
So I told him the story. I'm like, so it's a joke that I do with people unloading their stuff. Okay. So that whole weekend I'm walking around, all of a sudden out of the blue, I'd hear, hurry up. So consequently, I do that at a lot of places now. I'll tell people to hurry up, and they all know the joke now. So that was cool that Crash Dave's like, hurry up, Phil.
Yeah, that's good when you got a running joke, man. only y'all know what you're talking about, though, you know?
It's the simple things, I guess.
Yeah, well, hey, man, whatever gets it done, you know, it's, I tell you, it was like, you know, when we had George and Guy here last year for the fly-in, man, those two guys together are a riot, I'm telling you. And George, he knows his stuff, you know, where it comes to the electric models and building them and picking out the motors and the ESCs and how to get the most flight time. He is the man when it comes to that. But he has to either messenger me or text me or call me, you know, all during the week and razz me because he's, you know, 75 and 80 degrees down there. And I'm like, man, let me get something. I got something in my pocket here for you, man. You know,
I just talked to him earlier tonight.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. We touched baseball talk, and he helped me a lot with the B-17 with the power for that. Okay. The electric motors, the ESCs, and
he knows the stuff, man. I'm gonna tell
sure
you.
Does.
I watched him fly a little bit of everything at our fly-in, and man, the flight times he was getting, he flies so scale and so nice, and his planes to be electric, they sound incredible. He's just a good guy, man, and he actually wants to get back down here and bring the wife. She wants to come down and experience some of the Southern hospitality here, you know. So
you got to give me the dates for your fall event when you got them.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Normally, our fall event is somewhere either slightly before or after the Bomber Field event. So again, I'm not real sure the date on that. Our spring fly-in is April the 11th. That I do know.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I don't think we can make that one. We'd have to dig out the camper.
No kidding, man. Man. Well, that's why I say, you know, Guy, he came down from Ohio. And, you know, we've had Tim Toutant come all the way down from Michigan, 16 hours. And came down and stayed for an event we had, I think, last fall. So not last fall, but fall before last. And yeah, and of course, you know, this year's spring fly-in, he donated the P-47, the Chief Sky Yamaha back to the channel so that we could give it away at our event because he said he just doesn't have enough room. And Thomas sent the retracts and he's sending the engine for the plane. So that's a huge prize package right there, man. So that ought to definitely pull some good raffle ticket sales for us, which is what it all boils down to. Because all these things that Tomas and High Tech and all of these companies send us that I've got good contacts with, um, that just really helps us. We don't have to come out of pocket, and we really raise a lot of money for our club. But we also put it back into the club.
Sure.
We've got a nice facility. We do a lot with the veterans in Kinston, North Carolina. There's a kind of like I'm not going to say a retirement home, but that's more or less what it is for veterans in Kinston. And we go and do an event there for them to look at the planes static and kind of bring back some good memories and things like that, some bad memories. But we do for the Boy Scouts, so all the monies that we raise at our events, we try to really do for others too, and for, organizations in our area of our club to generate interest as well as show our gratitude for everything these people do for us.
Yep, absolutely. We had
a veteran that we had come to our fly-in last year, and we had the L19, the olive drab green one. We had that
right,
one, and he actually saw it, and he got emotional because he actually flew that in Vietnam, and his backseat co-pilot, when he landed, had actually been shot. He didn't know it till he landed.
Oh.
And he noticed he had gone silent, but he thought he just fell asleep. And when he landed, he had taken a bullet through the head.
Oh, no.
And so we took his picture with the plane. We presented him with a Legend Hobby hat and a T-shirt and told him that he was a legend to us. We appreciated his service. And his wife came over and just with tears in her eyes and said, y'all don't know how much that meant to him for y'all to recognize him with the plane that he flew in Vietnam. And I said, well, hey, we're glad to do it, and we're just thrilled to have him for his service,
I love that stuff. Love it. We would have one of the clubs I'm in throughout these winter months when we're really not flying outdoors at all. Sometimes I go up on a frozen lake and fly, but I'm to the age now where I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But the best part of some of those mall shows, we'd have all the airplanes on display. It would be an old timer come walking by, and he was a mechanic on a P-51, or he flew on a C-47, and you get as much, with a short visit that you have there for something like that, as much information. I could listen to these guys for hours and hours.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing, man. It's you hate to say it, but it's a dying breed. And all that knowledge, and the stories that, firsthand encounters, man, and actually getting to talk to these people firsthand. These people they're passing away, and it's going to be gone before long. And a lot of people, especially, people that are not as old as we are, they don't understand or quite get it, if they haven't been in the situations or haven't ever served their country or military wise. So that's like when we have our Big Bird Warbird event, a lot of the people that come out, especially the older generation that may not be able to fly, they can look at the planes and they really appreciate everything that they see, and they can talk to you about it. Like you said, give you some good back history and things like that.
I don't know if you can see it. This is a tail from a P-47.
Yeah.
My sister's an activity director for a nursing home in Albany, New York. And there's a gentleman there, James Placus, was a B-24 pilot, World War II, and then in the reserve flew P-47, and then was a test pilot for years and years afterwards. And I've had the pleasure, I went down and had lunch with him about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think he just turned 100 or 101. And the stories, he's to the point where I can ask him a question and he can, I'll get most of the answer, but he's got so much to say that he'll kind of lose track.
Right.
And so, where was I?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm just.
Yeah, exactly.
And the best part, the stories he told about some of the bomb runs, and they got shot down. They had bombed the land, and on the way back, they got shot down on a occupied island. and there were U.S. troops there that come out and protected them for 2 or 3 days until they were picked up. And it's so funny. Every time he's telling a story like that, he's like, I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to brag. I'm like, you're not bragging, sir.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, just every question he had 2 engines shot out. I'm like, oh, did you have to use a lot of rudder pedal on that with 2 engines shot out on a 4-engine? Not bad. Everything is just so, it was all right,
Well, and, and stories like that, we fly these models, but when you hear real account stories like that, it makes you fly the model differently. And for some reason, it makes you look at it in a different light,
He's just, and he's so funny. He's so, I did it. And I'm like, I asked questions about the crew. I asked them, I had seen a video on the B-24 with the retractable ball gun. And did you have that? Yeah, we did that, but sometimes it didn't work. Some blah, blah, blah. And he what else you want to talk about? It's just like, I'm enthralled with everything, and just his every word. His daughter was there and my sister were there, and they weren't laughing at the two of us, but they were just like, look at you guys go. And I had this question and that question. I wish I could have recorded a lot more of it.
Certainly, yeah.
And I'll go down again if he's up to it. I mean, he's kind of slowing down a bit. And but what's just as funny is, or maybe not funny, but as intriguing as it is for me to be just enamored with his stories and what he did and what he went through, he's blown away by the RC stuff. At least once a year during the summer or fall, I'll bring a bunch of airplanes down, set them up. I'll fly my little indoor thing for him if it's not too windy. I'll turn on a ducted fan and I'll fire up a big gasser with the smoke. Yeah. And he's with your knowledge, you should get a degree. And I'm like, these are toys. But he's to the age where what we do every day is amazing to him. I'll get the radio show, the flaps and the retracts, and he's
of course.
That is amazing,
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at how far the technology with what we do has come in 40 years, 50 years. I mean, like you were saying a while ago, if you wanted to fly something, you had to build it, I mean, and now, you got to do some building, or you can put 4 screws in and fly. But I mean, for somebody of that age who didn't have things like that in their childhood, it is truly amazing. It's got to be, to sit there and look at it, because I just know the things that I see, that I've only been doing this for 18 years. And the things that I see now, 18 years later, are blowing my mind with what we didn't have 18 years ago. So, you've been doing it much longer than I have, and you've seen a lot more evolution of this hobby and what's come about. And that's why I say, for somebody like him, who we didn't even have toys thought of it, you had a paper airplane, at that point,
rubber band or something.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's got to be like mind blowing, to see this kind of stuff.
His name is James Plakis. I think they call him the Flying Greek because he's Greek, obviously. And they did a reporter from Greece come over and interviewed him. And they have some footage. And when he did the test pilot, he actually crashed a helicopter into Hudson Bay and the Hudson River.
Wow.
And it was before the time. He's funny because he laughs about it, which is hilarious, amazing. He says, we crashed into the river. Boat came up to rescue us. We said, quick, call my wife before she sees it on the news. It was before cell phones. And they're like, it's fine. It's nothing. It was nothing. And I guess he had some test piloting to do with Air Force One and what's the helicopter that ferries the president around? I can never remember the name of that one.
I can't either, but I know what you're saying. I got a picture of it at home, a real actual photo of it. And I cannot think of it myself. Somebody will chime in, I'm sure.
I asked him, I said, you were a pilot, obviously, for all those years, and then you got your helicopter's license. How easy was that for you? He goes, it wasn't. Helicopter is a whole nother animal with the 4 axis at the same time. Suppose the same thing, RC. You don't have to worry about the forward flight when you fly in an airplane. With a helicopter, all 4 axis.
Yes.
I used to fly a heli, but I haven't flown one of those in a while.
Well, if you look at, again, 18 years that I've been doing this, I look at the helicopters that are coming out now that practically are like drones. They fly themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, you can flip a switch and that helicopter will sit there and hover. when I first tried to start flying helicopters 18 years ago, you had to learn how to hover. You had to learn how to go up a little bit and set it back down, go up, set it back down. Then you had to learn how to turn it around, and everything's backwards. You know, now it's like a drone. You can get a massive helicopter now, and it's got GPS and it's got lock and everything. And I mean,
Save.
yeah, it'll practically fly itself for you. So you look very skilled as a helicopter pilot, and you're not really doing what it takes to fly that helicopter to a degree, you know?
My Concept 30 had the mechanical gyro in it.
Oh, God.
Remember the wheels spinning?
Yeah.
You could adjust that, the sensitivity on that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I flew the Concept 30s for a couple of years. I had 2 of them. For 3 or 4 or 5 years, that's all I flew was the helis. And I put some scale fuse on them. I could fly around. I couldn't do all the crazy stuff, but I could pirouette and fly around and loops and rolls. And then I got a TSK MyStar. I was going to start to do some of the crazy stuff. And then I had a buddy of mine call me up and say, I got this airplane. Can you help me with this? I'm like, yeah. And I went over and we got it all balanced and we flew it. And I was like, well, I forgot I love the airplanes too. So I kind of evolved away from the helis back into building again, because again it was back in the 1900s, so you had to build.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know, it's one of those things where I appreciate like 3D airplanes. I appreciate the guys that fly 3D Heelys, so to speak. I appreciate watching it. But if I were to ever get back into helicopters, I still would only care about very scale birds and very scale flight. You know, I love the big Coast Guard helicopters. I love the Apaches. I love the Bells, just a civilian looking Bell helicopter, you know. Magnum PI special, you know.
The Hughes 500, I had one of those.
Yeah.
I had the Bell 222, the retracts. That was kind of
cool. Those are cool. I mean, if I were to ever get back into it, like I said, it would be for me to fly very scale. I couldn't care less about all the 3D. Now, these guys that can whip them back and forth and, you know, make them do all this crazy stuff, I actually appreciate that far more, believe it or not, than I do flying an airplane 3D. Because to me, I just think that would be harder than flying an airplane 3D.
You ever watch them, their thumbs or their fingers when they're doing that crazy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, don't take nothing away from the 3D pilot airplane flyers, but
same thing,
I think to me, it would be harder to do all that maneuvering around and whipping it back and forth and off the ground, this, you know, to the blades touching. I just think that would take a little more skill set, personally. I don't know. I might be wrong, but, you know, I could do a little bit of 3D on the simulator. But again, even on the simulator, it didn't catch my fancy. I just enjoy scale flight, you know, especially you take a plane like your B-17 or even the Bird Dog, and you get out there and you just fly at super scale, man, make it look real. You know, come in, drop some bombs with it, throw a little smoke in there. I mean, to me, man, that's just a show.
Yeah.
For me, you know,
that's what I do now. I can't, as I get older, my reflexes I can't do I get in a 3D position. I got a cap, and I get out there and I try to fart around with it, and I'll get in trouble. I'm like, I don't like breaking airplanes.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to scale.
Yeah. Hey, look, guy said, Jeff, do something with Phil's hair.
I saw that.
Man, he's got the perfect hair, man. What are you talking about? Look at there, man. Damn right. Got the curls, the waves, the whole 9 yards.
Keeps my ears warm right now.
But yeah, I mean, the more scale for me, in my mind, when I fly, the more scale I can make that plane look to not only myself, but spectators, the more rewarding it is for me, you know, especially with takeoffs and landings, especially, you know.
Oh, that looks just like a real airplane. Well, it is.
Yeah,
just smaller.
Want to touch it? You know,
we were at a show. I think it was a fly-in. I don't remember where it was, and my son was with me. He'll laugh. I think he's on here. And people come up, and I love the questions. And I'll answer. I'll talk to you for hours. If you have questions, I will answer. You know, my wife's over there going, "There he goes again." But if you have questions, I'll give you all the time in the world. I love talking about this stuff. I love teaching. We can draw you in. So this one lady's like, do your airplanes have names? And I just kind of, yeah, that one's Bill and Jen, and my son is over there dying. So every once in a while now, I go, "What's your airplane's name?"
That one's the outhouse mouse.
That one, this one's Susie, and
Yeah. Well, that's like, Winston, that's in here. He does some really scale stuff with his builds and things like that, man. He has built some beautiful jets and things like that and just made them look amazing. I followed his channel for a while and watched the things that he can do and the time and the just coming up with the stuff, man. I mean, he does some amazing things with some of his builds too, man.
that's the best thing is and again, the weather up here sucks, but
Yeah.
I'll get to this time of the year and I'll be ready for paint.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? We're probably not going to get out till April if we're lucky up here. And if we have a dry enough spring, a lot of the fields are on clay, so we can't get the cars out there, the trucks out there, the trailers out there. So I'm to the point now, like the Skyraider I've been putting off because I'm going to do some more L19. I want to finish up Sean's airplane. I'll get to a point where I've got some rivets on there and panel lines, and it's like, I got weeks to go. Let's put some more on there.
Yeah.
And then I'll put some more rivets, and then if they're flush rivets or they're round rivets, I can't remember what they're called right now. But I'm like, I got time. Let's do this stuff.
Well,
A
yeah,
couple
and
more
like,
panel lines, a hatch, a
well,
latch.
it's like you said earlier, man. It's therapy. It really
Yeah.
is. When you get into doing something like this, especially when you're doing, I'm sure, like your rivets and panel lines, if you're like me, you get so into it that everything else goes away, and
Yep.
next thing you know, you look at your watch and 2 or 3 hours has passed. And you're like, God, I got to stand up for a minute. I'm stiff.
The killer too is I'll be doing the top of a wing or the bottom of a wing, and I'll say, well, just a little more, just a little bit more, just a little more, and then I'm like, man, I got to match the other side of the wing
Yeah.
as close as you can,
Yep.
if the detail calls for that, if there are exact or
Yeah.
wherever hatches and latches go, or somewhere to check the oil or to fuel
Yeah.
it, to make sure they're in the proper space. I'm not going to go to Top Gun. I know it's not around anymore, but I make them so I like them. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with the detail. I know Aces of the new scale thing they're having at I think
Yeah.
I'm at Jonal
Yeah.
in April.
Well,
Um,
and if you're like me, when you've got all your stuff already out to do something like that, and I've only got a little bit more. I'm not going to put everything away because then I got to drag it all back out. It's kind of like, well, I'll keep going. I'll keep going. I'll keep
Yep.
going. And I mean, you sometimes if you're into something, man, you'll go wee hours of the night, because you don't want to stop and have to clean up everything and put things away when you've already got things right there and ready to go. And you've got enough of a certain paint or a certain product or whatever you're doing that particular, look with. I don't like having to stop. Once I get into something, man, my
Yeah.
mind's into it. I'm into it,
Yep. Yep.
I mean, so it's but again, the beauty of the hobby for me is you can take a foam plane and you can fly it. You can take the same foam plane and you can make it as scale believable as you want to. The realms are endless, man, with where you can go nowadays with 3D printings, the digital HUDs that they're putting in jets now, the pilots, riveting, panel lines, airbrushing. I mean, it's just incredible with how much detail you can actually put in. It's kind of like when we were kids, you had the little plastic models, and that was really cool. When now these are big plastic models, more or less, and you can actually get your hands on them and
Yep.
work on them. I mean,
I can remember when I started, I built plastic models like you were talking about, both cars and airplanes when I was a kid. I was the oldest of 6, so I would go in the room and
Yeah.
lose myself in a model. But I
Yeah.
can always remember even back then, in the late 1900s, have an airplane and spending all the time detailing it and making sure it's right, and then you put it on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
and you look at it. And
Yeah.
I can remember saying all those years ago, going, wouldn't it be cool if this could fly?
Exactly.
So when I finally got my first one, it was funny because I bought that Eaglet 50. I bought it, I think it was $30, hobby store in Rutland, Vermont. I was in a band at the time when we were traveling. We were playing in Rutland.
Mm-hmm.
And we went in the hobby store and they had these slot car tracks, like 10 lane. And the band, we'd go in and race all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rock stars.
Yeah, man.
So I remember walking around and I found the 50. I'm like, $30. I can do this. $30 to get it. Well, it's just a box of wood. Then you got to buy your tanks and your covering and your wheels and your receivers and your servo. I didn't know that at the time. And we were just, I think, well, I started building my first airplane when Trav was born, and he just turned 38. So it'd be 38 years I've been in the hobby.
Wow.
So we were young. Actually, by the time we had the baby, I was working. I wasn't doing the music anymore. So I was thinking $30. This is cake. And then because we had the family, I had to save up and get the radio. And it was a 4-channel Futaba. I can't remember. It was a black one. It was even before the gold, what was it, FG series, I think they were. And Dope and Tissue, that's a little bit before me. I did build a couple of Dope and Tissue guy.
Yeah.
But I remember getting it all together. Here's something. I remember I had an FX25, I think it was, OSFX. And I used a C-clamp on a cinder block to run it.
Wow.
I would never do that now.
Yeah, no.
Never. And I think back, I'm like, man, I'm lucky I didn't lose a finger or a hand.
Yeah, or an eye or anything.
But, the things that you didn't know, and I didn't have any help. I built that myself.
Yeah.
And I had a buddy who was going to teach me how to fly. And it was funny. I had it all ready to go. And he goes, we'll go Saturday. So, okay, she's ready. Charge it up. Saturday come. He goes, I can't make it. I got to work. All right, we'll go next week. Went a couple weeks like that. I'm like, you know what? I built it. I'm going to fly it.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea. Got up. I got around the field maybe once. Dorked it. I call him up. Nah, never mind. He goes, fix it. Fix it. It'll fly. Fixed it again. We'll go this weekend. I got to work. I flew it once. Fly it again. I got around the field 2 or 3 times, but I didn't make the repair strong enough. My wing came out. That was back when you had 60 rubber bands on each side.
Yeah.
And I didn't make the dowel because I broke it right up to the nose, right up to the leading edge of the wing.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't make that dowel strong enough. Flipped off. I called him up. Nah, we're good. I'm going to buy a car. He goes, no, I promise you. So I built it again. He finally showed up. We got to the field and he flew it around. And he goes, here. I'm like, I ain't touching that. And the first flight, he landed it. The next, I think we did 2 more flights that day, and I did get some stick time. But there, I learned how to rebuild from a crash.
Yeah, that's
how
right.
things need to be strong. That it'll almost fly because near the end the fuselage looked like a banana.
Yeah.
But she flew, and that thing took me to where I was starting to have fun with it, and
Well,
then
that's
to start
just it.
building.
I mean, crashing is part of flying, and that goes into building. So if you think, you're going to not enjoy the building process, then you need to buy a foam plane that you can hot glue back together. And that's the only tool you really need, other than some control linkages maybe and some things like that. Or you replace a whole gear servo with the gear and everything in one unit and stick it in the pocket and screw it in. I mean, but if you're going to get into these balsa planes, especially with covering and, the fine wood and the materials that are in them, you're going to have to learn to, put things back together, make new pieces of wood, even if you don't have nothing but scrap from another airplane, because everybody doesn't have the ability to, get somebody to laser cut apart or whatever. So that's where, if you can salvage the broken part, glue it back together where you can at least see the form of it, lay it out on a piece of balsa, trace it out, and then cut it out, sand it. I mean, there's ways to redo it if you want to do it,
I think it's important. I think it's very important that you should at least build one wood kit, whether it's a small park flyer.
Yeah.
I think every modeler, every airplane guy should build one just to know how to do it.
Right. Yeah.
Know the different aspects of course, your glue, your whether it's CA, epoxy,
Right.
your different CAs, where to use CA, where to use epoxy, what needs to be stronger here, what needs to be stronger there, how to build an aileron,
Yeah.
how to hook up an aileron, how to run a push rod, how to your firewall. I just think it's important. It's something. I think it's good for a pilot, an RC pilot, to know these things.
Well, and being able to cover one too,
Covering, yeah.
I mean,
I do fiberglass now. I rarely do the covering.
You've gone a step further than me. I enjoy the covering process right now. I've covered several from start to finish for different guys and torn everything off, sanded them, and recovered them. And I enjoy it. A lot of people would hate it, I'm sure, but I find it tedious, so therefore I enjoy it. And your son said he's 39 by
now. I saw that. I was laughing about that.
I figured I'd throw that in there for you.
Oh, yeah, well, I thought he'd be happier being younger.
Yeah, right. No doubt. Yeah. Well, I guess that's a female thing, Yeah. But George said he started with foam. Yeah, I mean, I started with foam too, man. And I still enjoy the foam. Don't get me wrong. I've got some great foam.
There's nothing wrong with it. You need to be able to repair the foam too, and there's nothing wrong. Sometimes I love, like you say, the 4 screws and she's ready to go.
Yeah.
Versus two building seasons to get your next pride and joy ready to go.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention the pucker factor goes way up.
Yeah.
Too,
Yeah.
I mean, and that again, that's all the different emotions we talked about last week that come into play when you've got hours, like you were saying a while ago with the T-28, the landing gear, the doors on the gear, getting the doors to open properly like they should. I mean, you got a lot of time in a plane, and the pucker factor goes way up. Then when you put 4 to 6 screws in something, yes, you're thinking about the money you just spent on that foam bird, but at the same time, it's totally different when you spend hours upon hours building that airplane, more or less, and then okay, here goes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot different. I've done it. I do both, man. And again, I love my foam. Don't get me wrong, but even with my foam, I'm so OCD with things that even when I do foam, I don't fly them out of the box like they come. I've got to do some customizing somewhere.
Sure.
It's either paint or the cockpit or lighting or something, that I've got to do to put my own spin on it.
Yep, make it yours. Yep, make it yours. Yep.
So it doesn't look like the other guys that's got the same one out of the box that you went and bought yesterday, I mean, that's like friends of mine at the field. They used to come out with a new foam jet or whatever, and they'd come out to the field and didn't have a decal on it. And I'm looking at it and I said, man, why didn't you put the decals on it? It's a maiden flight, man. And, I don't put the decals on it until I figure out, if I like how it flies and if it does good and maiden's good, then I'll go back and put all the decals on it. I'm like, it's going to look good one time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What if that's the only flight?
Yeah, that's right, man. People are going to go, damn, that thing looks good sitting on the ground, man. Look at the decals and the detail in that thing,
Lots of pictures before the maiden flight.
And no doubt, man. I mean, and I figure, hey, it's, I'm going to make it look nice and it's going to look good. And if it lands looking good, we're good. If not, well, it is what it is, But I learned early on with this hobby from my friend that taught me how to fly. He said one thing you need right to start with, go to Walmart and get you a good hot glue gun and a bag of glue sticks.
Yep.
I said, for what? He said, because you're going to need it. He said, because you're going to crash. You're going to break a wing. You're going to break a nose off. He said, and it's easy to fix. Hot glue, put it right back together. A few dowel rods or skewers. He said, man, you're right back flying the same day. And sure enough, man, hot glue gun was always a go-to. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And nowadays, even with some brand new jets I've bought, you take a little bit of a rough landing and the gear pulls out of the wing. Hot glue works really good. Foam tack's good, but hot glue works great if you don't have foam tack,
Yep.
So
yeah. Foam tack's amazing. I love that. That stuff cures so fast. I love it.
I do too. That's the thing that's nice about it, And again, that's what's nice with hot glue. Time you stick it together and hold it for a few seconds,
you're right.
Ain't going nowhere typically, So yeah, I'm like I said, that I started building that way and then worked my way up. But as you crash, you got to learn to figure out, take it apart, figure out how it goes back together, what you got to have. I've actually taken servos apart and gotten pieces out of other servos and put them all back together with the trunnion gears and everything else, because you might have one sitting over here, and that part might work, this part might not, but you need this part to make this plane fly again. So I've got more scrap parts than I think you can shake a stick at, because I save everything. From if I have a bad servo, I cut the wire off, I keep the lead.
Yeah. I told my son, I'm like, when I'm gone and you go through my shop, you're going to be amazed at what you're going to find. He's got 10 of these. You got 20 of these.
Tell your mom not to sell it for what I told her it cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's watching.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No
She
doubt.
knows. She's good. She's a very good supporter.
Yeah, well, you told me that earlier, man. That's
we're already psyched about getting ready to go to the events this year and starting to plan out where we're going to go, and if we can hit some new spots.
That's great.
Not just the flying and the traveling and the camping, but the people.
Oh, yes.
The folks that we have met at these events and become good friends.
Yes.
And there's a handful of them on here. There's a whole bunch of them on here tonight. And it's got this stupid snow out here, and it's only February, and it's like, we're ready. Well, I have work to do.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to chomp at the bit. I want to fly. I want to get outside.
So how far are you on the L-19 before you can fly?
I got to get put all the radio gear back in it. It's pretty much just remounting the receiver, the DLP, securing the batteries, putting the windows on, and I think I can go.
Wow.
I could have it. What's today? Tuesday? If weather was good, I could have it ready for the weekend easily.
Well, I mean, so you have all this snow. So I've just got a question, because I know that plane flies incredibly well. Have you ever considered putting not floats, but skis on a plane like that?
Yes.
Because I think that plane would look great with a set of skis on it, man.
I would fly beautifully.
Yeah.
This year, this is the first winter, and I think they said 7 winters or so in. It's probably been averaging about that long. We have Lake George just, I think, 7 miles north of us, which is a big tourist town. It's 32 miles long, and they have the winter carnival that's going on now, where they have car races and outhouse races and ice bars, and because it's a big tourist town.
Yeah.
And I know people have brought RC up and flown off the lake, and I thought that would be a good idea, but it's cold out there.
Yeah. That is a factor. But I mean, I don't know. I love seeing the skis on planes with that airframe. I just think they look great.
I thought, you got me thinking about it, but to load it up, get up to the lake, find a spot to park, wheel it out there, and then you know how crowds are too.
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
a big crowd and you get too many people around, you got to be careful landing, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm not really even sure if I could talk to organizers about having a spot.
Yeah.
Well,
couldn't you fly at your normal field where you flew your B-17 with some skis on it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the Rutland field, the Fairhaven field is town owned. Okay. And they have a road that goes through next to the runway. It's not really a private road, but because it's part of the town, they'll lock the north and south end up. So it's locked now, and I could easily, tether one out there to the field. But again, as I get older, the cold, and I'm whining about it a little bit, to go out and stand out in the cold and I mean, we're getting close, and there are guys around here that fly year round.
Yeah.
And one of my other clubs, the Flying Tigers, those guys are out all year. But they got the floats and the skis on the airplanes. Are you going to go tomorrow? I'm like, no.
See, I love to fly. I love to fly off the water. I love to fly float planes.
Yep, they have the float events all summer. They have 2 or 3 or 4, and so does the Fairhaven Club. They'll have a couple events.
I've got the big balsa. It's actually the Horizon Hobby. Gosh, what is it? Geez, I just went blank. Gosh, the float plane. It's red and white and black. Beaver, the Hafalon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the floats for it because they're massive, but I've got the big FMS 2-meter Beaver.
I think my buddy's got one of those too.
I've got the big float. The floats for that thing are probably, 4 foot long, that big around. And at my lake house, I would take it out there and fly it off the lake. And I had a sound system in it. And in a matter of minutes, man, people are out on their pier watching this big airplane fly
Yeah.
around. And it draws a crowd, you know, and I can get about 7 minutes out of that plane just having a good time and not acting crazy. And it just lands and takes off so good with those big floats on it, man.
It's so beautiful on the water.
Yeah, I love it, especially on a good mirror finish day on the lake, you know.
Yeah.
Don't have any chop or anything like that. So, but anyway, look, man, I'm gonna let you get to your family. It's 9:30, and I'm gonna let you get at it. But hey, bud, we can sit here and talk all night. But I appreciate you so much for being on here with us. And when you get that plane back ready to fly, let us know, man, because hopefully you get some good video of it, and we get you back on here to talk about the flight and how everything handled, and if you could tell the difference in the build and because you can tell flying an airplane when something feels tighter. Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. You can feel it, man. So I'd love to have you back on here and talk about it, show the video. So definitely get a video of it.
Absolutely.
And, so I just appreciate you being here so very much as always. And thanks to Tomas over at Legend Hobby for getting you to come up here and for all he does for all of us guys. And give me a minute and I will be right back with you. I'm going to let you hang out in the back for a second. But guys, can't ask for a better guest on here. Phil, we appreciate you, man. And everybody is talking about how much they enjoyed you being in here tonight, man. So
thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So hang out for just a second and I'll be right back with you. I'm going to say a farewell to the fellas, man. Thank you, buddy. Well, there you have it, guys. Another awesome guest. We love having Phil on here. Hell, we could still keep talking all night, man, talking different airplanes and builds and stuff like that. But I appreciate all you guys for being in here tonight and for enjoying the show with us. I think you did. I know I did. It's always good having somebody with some build experience and somebody who's got some beautiful airplanes, and Phil is one of those. And we have some really good guests on here. And Thomas over at Legend Hobby is always hooking us up with some good stuff. And like I said, guys, if you haven't been over to the website and checked out the new merch that's come in, the shirts, the hoodies, the socks, the hats, keychains, all kinds of really cool stuff in over there. Definitely go check it out and get you some. As I told you earlier tonight, the containers should be in within the next 2 weeks. Thomas has got to get them checked in, and then he's going to start loading them up and shipping them out. So if you guys have ordered anything pre-order, hopefully it'll be in this shipment, and he'll be getting that out to you. I know the Sky Raider 2s are going to be in this shipment. So if you ordered one of those sweet air tractors, guys, yours is coming. And that's a beautiful airplane. Fitz has done some great videos and builds on that airplane. If you haven't seen them, go over to Hobby View on YouTube and watch those as well. But I appreciate you guys for being here and supporting the channel tonight and supporting an awesome guest like Mr. Phil Camp. And if you've ever got any questions or anything, I'm sure you can hit him up on Facebook, guys. I'm sure he'd be glad to help you out and answer any of your questions because that's just the kind of person he is. And I guess you can't tell he loves the hobby, right? So I guess we all do, or we wouldn't all keep being here every week. So, guys, I hope you have a safe week. I hope the weather gets better for you. And I hope you get sunny skies and blue skies coming up soon. And we'll see you next week, same time right here. And you guys have a great week and take care and stay warm. See you later. Bye.